Let's just go ahead and pay the 40 bucks. We'll go into the fight with more healing. And get it done. I wonder how much of a bite out of this 300 experience we'll be able to take from successfully killing this boss. Alright, let's go ahead and get Refresh plugged in, and the Insect Flute. This looks like it might be just right. Maybe I'm a little too far left? I guess we'll find out if I take a hit here. Oh, yeah, that's definitely taking a hit. Move around me. This is actually one of the longer boss fights in the game. You gotta be right up... Oh, excuse you! Yeah, you gotta be right up on these green bullets if you want to get that damage out. You gotta be right up on him. But our reward for defeating this boss is the Ball of Fire. And now we get one of the best attacks in the game. This awesome, just ream of fire. And yeah, 50 experience for that. Yeah, we can go ahead and level up to 5 in here before moving on. I want to go kind of back towards where the village is. It should be over here, I think. Yeah, this looks right. In case I do need to... Oh, excuse you. Yeah, let's not take any more stupid hits, though. Wonderful. Yeah, we need to go up to 300 here. Did I see a flying monster? No, that was a pill bug. There's an insect. The pink flower never drops a coin, but it is worth some experience, so... We got that going for us. I think actually towards the entrance are 2 pill bugs that kind of spawn back to back. Maybe? No? I mean, that's the entrance there, so if they didn't show up, they're not going to show up. One criticism I do have of this game is the way that the camera moves. Like, the screen doesn't scroll until your hero crosses the midline of the screen. Which means you always have more real estate on the screen behind you than you do in the direction you're moving. Which can lead to situations where you're kind of outspeeding the screen, if that makes sense. Like, you're moving faster than the screen can keep up. And that can lead to some cheap hits with monsters coming in from off-screen, especially when they're flying around like that. Especially if they can shoot you from off-screen, is even worse. He'll come back around, don't worry. There he is. Flying monsters have a very strange relationship with the edge of the screen, because they do try to, like, fly in a large circle around you, like they try to swoop around. But when they're off-screen, I think, like, monsters can't act or move when they're off-screen, so they kind of get frozen just off the edge of the screen until you scroll them back on. So you do kind of gain a sense of controlling the flying monsters as you move around. If you at all possibly can. Almost there. 90 more experience. We're getting there. That guy, though... If I take another hit and die, that's bad news. So the time has come to head up to town and... okay. My boy's getting jiggy with it. It's alright. We're just going to dance for a second. I'll take the refill. And the safety save here. And we'll just get back to work. Safety save there is totally worth it. I could have just eaten a medical herb, I guess, and saved 40 bucks, but... I want to see if I can just take this medical herb and not use it at all. And then have it later when I need it for the plot. But you can see why I love the second level Sword of Fire, because it's got this big just column of flame that it fires. and enemies get pushed into the actual column if you connect with the front of it. And can take multiple hits. Unless they're at the edge of the screen. If they're at the edge of the screen, they get pushed off screen and take only one hit. Also, all the level 2 shots can fire through walls, and I think that's good. I think we'll be at 300 by the time... Oh, right here. So there are 2 text boxes. I mentioned there's a text box flag up on Mount Sabre. The first one we can't get past until we know the teleport spell, which is the spell Tornell says he'll teach us if we bring him the Tornado Bracelet. The second flag is actually on the mountain itself, and that doesn't get cleared until we talk to a particular NPC here in the town of Brynmare. I don't think I want to level up to 6 yet. I think we're good on leveling. We do need to be 7 before the next boss, but I think we'll just get there. There's an NPC back here I need to talk to. This man here, yeah. His buddy told him he can get some, like... There's gold to be had, and then there are hills, and he runs off and tries to get the gold. I would like to, if I at all can, get through this next area with 20 magic points still on the clock. If I can do that, that means I can preserve the magic ring I'm about to find there. Not off to a great start, I'm gonna be honest. Let's take stock of my resources here. 2 medical herbs, 2 antidotes. Alright, let's go. So the first thing I want to do is go up this way. These things are pretty good experience, but you cannot damage them until you're level 5. But I think level 5 is enough to damage all the enemies in this area, so we should be level 6 before we're done here. And then there's a grind spot right before the next boss. So we don't actually have to grind these fools at all, if we play our cards right. Up in this cave, though, look at me go! Woo! Oh, that's right, I can't... You know what? I'm going to eat a medical herb here. Sword of Wind damages them, but they're immune to the Sword of Fire, so we're going to be a lot of sword switching. I mentioned the randomizer a little bit. I've been playing a little bit on stream, and the developer of the randomizer came by, because he likes to check out people playing his rando, you know, as you do. And I told him, I know that this is impossible, but could he consider adding as a feature for the randomizer an ability to switch swords with the shoulder buttons on my controller? Now, this is an NES game. It doesn't have shoulder buttons, but I hope he figures out a way to do it, because that would just be incredible. So you see, I've got to sword switch a lot here, because the eyeball spiders are only weak to fire. The dragons and the little... I don't even know what they are. Just little brains with feet, question mark? Are only weak to wind. So this gets us the Tornado Bracelet. That's the level 3 attack for the Sword of Wind. And I'm taking a lot of damage. So let's just go ahead and heal up to... We can heal up to full, but I can't heal much more than that, because I want 20 when we're done here. I much prefer to fight with the Sword of Fire than the Sword of Wind. The Sword of Wind does not have as good of an attack power, and its level 2 ability is just a ball. It's not super useful. Whereas the level 2 Sword of Fire does more damage and can hit multiple times. It's like magnificent. Are these guys home back? No, they're not back yet. Alright, cool. So we can go ahead and... We've got the Tornado Bracelet now. I'm going to go ahead and head down the mountain. And into the first maze of the game where I might get hopelessly, terrifically lost. We'll see. I don't think I want to go up to level 6 on these guys here. Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, just right in here. Should be good. Let's see how terribly lost I get. I think we go left first in this cave. We'll find out. We do want to try to kill as much as we can. I say that the level requirements for enemies and bosses is irritating, but I guess the alternative is like I try to fight the whole game at like level 4 or something ridiculous, which would turn like every single enemy into a one-hit kill. That was the wrong way, but hey, you know what? Warp boots. I'll take them. I do not mind having a spare set of warp boots. We might actually use them here in a minute. Alright, let's try going the not stupid way through this cave now. I guess it wasn't the stupid way, it was just the momentarily incorrect way. So we did get warp boots out of it. I haven't gotten poisoned yet. One of the earliest Brickroad memes is it's not a real Brickroad Let's Play until you've been poisoned, and that was coined in Crystalis because it's really easy, like I say, just to walk into a monster and get poisoned when you didn't mean to. Especially if you're attacking monsters with the mash strats and you're kind of pushing towards them as you're hammering your button. So I guess if I take more damage, I have one more medical herb I can eat before using up the last, what is it, 16 points on my refresh. Maybe when I'm done here, I do want to go up to level 6 in this dungeon. I'm not sure. All these same monsters, I think, are in the cave on the other side of Mount Sabre, so I think we'll be fine. Okay, we should need to go this way now. All eyeballs are evil, of course. Like, naturally. Where did we end up here? I think we want to go this way? Or does this go to a sled zone? I think this goes over to the sled zone over here, over to the slide. Yeah, that's the top of the slide. I think there's a cave entrance up north here that'll loop back around underneath the slide and go across the bridge. Or this is the dead end next to where Tornell's hanging out. Yeah, there's the dead end. Tornell's just hanging out. You do have to appreciate this game because there's not many NES games where your hero is completely purple. And most of the supporting cast is also very purple. So you have to appreciate that, right? If nothing else about this game. Frozen potatoes are throwing a party. And getting a little crowded in the frozen potato party. But you know what happens when you put frozen potatoes like on a baking sheet in your oven at 350 for 20 minutes? A little sprinkling of, like, you know, seasoning salt on there, is they become quite delicious. There are many configurations of frozen potatoes. You can get frozen french fries, the classic tater tots. There's also just roasted potatoes you can get. Easy to prepare. Yeah, this room looks correct. Lovely. I do believe we're on the right path now. There's our level. We'll just go ahead and get a jump on level 7 then, because we are going to have to grind to level 7 eventually. And the grind spot that we use is a little slow. So if we get a nice jump on level 7, things will be excellent for us. I don't have the Ball of Wind equipped, because the way it works is if you have the ball for some other weapon, you only get the level 1 charge for the sword. Using the bracelet level 3 power, actually consumes magic points, which is a really good reason to not want to do that. So now you have teleport, I have a magic ring, so I have enough to cast teleport, but I don't think I want to now. I can cast it twice. Yeah, you know what? We'll do this. So we need to teleport back to Leaf. Watch how this plot flag. All the people in Leaf are here. They're all hanging out. Like, all of the wonderful people of Leaf are home. But there's a plot flag we have to trip. We have to go up and talk to Zebu again. And this is a little bit out of order. I just didn't want to climb down the mountain again, like do the whole mountain dungeon backwards. I guess I could have done this part first. But the dungeons we were just in will actually connect to the back of Zebu's cave. There's an ice wall back there that if you break it, takes you to the bottom of Mount Sabre. And all Zebu has to say is... Oh, maybe we gotta destroy this wall first. Maybe I don't have the plot flags right. Let's see. Now will you do the thing? Yes, okay, so I guess you have to go into that cave behind Zebu is actually where the plot flag is. Once you've entered that cave and then talk to Zebu again, he wants you to go back to Leaf. Because in this 6 minutes, not even 6 minutes, like one frozen potato recipe since we've been in Leaf last. Now when we go back to Leaf, the whole town will be empty. Everybody's gone. All the shops are empty. The only person in town is this rabbit who we can speak to with telepathy, who says that some evil people attacked and took everybody away. And with that, we are now finally able to go to the next stage of the game. Hoorah! We don't need to buy anything. We're actually pretty well equipped. 2 medical herbs, 2 antidotes. We got to keep the magic ring and warp boots. Excellent. So the game wants you to make sure you have the tornado bracelet and all of these spells before you head up. So I guess we'll do another save right here. Is a good idea. Because we're going to need all of that stuff. Well, not teleport. Teleport's just a nice quality of life thing to have. But there is a lot of teleporting around to random places later. So it's good that we have it. But they want you to have the tornado bracelet because this game has 4 swords, 4 wise men, and 4 bosses. The 4 generals of Dragonia, and one of them is the boss of the next area. And the 4 bosses are each weak to one of the 4 swords. So even though we've been using the Sword of Fire pretty extensively, this particular boss is only weak to the Sword of Wind. And so they want you to have the level 3 Sword of Wind before fighting the boss. And even though we do have it, we're not going to be using it on the boss. We're just going to poke our heads in here. This is another little town that we can make use of here. Which means it's a place we can save the game. You can't save everywhere. You can only save on certain screens. Oh, here's the dude that we sent up here who died. He's already dead. So if he got captured by the Dragonian Empire, and then these guys here that we hear talking have kidnapped everybody in Leaf. All of the Leafs have been attacked, or been kidnapped. And if I stand right here... Oh, I don't have the ball. Equips. Well, I was going to say I can shoot through that fence. But this guy's on the wrong side of the fence. But this guy walked off screen. Come here, you. He's running away. There he goes. This is what I wanted. So we should be up to 1200 before... Actually, do I want... I think I want this. Shoutouts to Tier McDole for sponsoring this video. If you like the video and want to see more, please tickle my thumb, leave a friendly comment, and ring my little bell.